whole hashtag Save Constantine thing, it really made the network kind of sit up and go, actually, you know, there really is something in this show. They loved the show, but it was just, we were in a really bad time slot, and all of our demographic were going out on a Friday night. They weren't going to stay in to watch television. But then what we found is, for the first time, we had, I think it was 85 to 95% increases in what you call the +3 numbers. So the people who kind of, you know, record it and watch it afterwards, or go back and watch it online. Now, there's this whole thing called the Nelson's rating system, which is how TV shows are kind of, you know, how they're rated, and how they judge how many viewers they have. And they weren't really paying attention to the people watching it 3 days after or up to 7 days after. And this show was kind of a catalyst in them taking note of that, because the viewing figures were not particularly bad, but for a big network like NBC, they wanted them to be more. But what we were getting after, you know, of the people who were watching it afterwards was kind of unheard of. So they knew that there was a huge following and huge support for the show. It was just impossible for them to be able to kind of monetize it within their kind of system and scheduling and stuff. You know, if it was on something like Netflix or you know, or cable like AMC or something, then it would have been a different story. Like, we would have had really, the numbers we had would have been really good for those, you know, like if it was on the CW, like the numbers we had on Constantine were better numbers than what like the Arrow and Flash get. So it would have been considered more of a success if it was on one of those channels. But as a result of it being on a big network, it was considered not so. But I think with this kind of show, there is always the possibility of bringing it back. I mean, it's always down to licensing, because it's like DC and Warner Brothers, and there's all these complications. And my scheduling as well, like last year with the Arrow episode, we heard all these rumors about them wanting me to be on Arrow, and loads of people were asking me, and I was like, well, nobody's called me. You know, like, no. And then I was just about to start doing a play in New York, and they were like, we really want you to do Arrow. And I was like, well, I'm just about to start this play. There's no way I can do it, you know? And then what they did is they moved episode 5, which was the episode I was in, they moved the scheduling of that to episode 4, and kind of like moved heaven and earth to kind of fit me into the schedule, and like did everything they could. They flew me over, dyed my hair blonde, I worked, they dyed my hair back to back. I went back to, and then I flew to New York. And what was really funny actually is, like, as a result of the play I was doing, there was a river on stage, and we had to like fall in the water every night. And because I had dyed my hair from blonde to black, the chlorine in the water made my hair go ginger. So I was like, wait, I'm ginger for this role. And then I kept on dyeing it black, and people just kept on saying, like, what hair colour do you have? I was like, I really just don't know. But again, no, I would be up for, you know, putting the trench coat on again if that came around. I think that I'm working on something here at the moment till September, so there's nothing that can happen till after I finish that. But it's such a fun character to play, you know, and I feel like there was so much of the character in the comics that was left unexplored. You know, there was so many places we could have gone with it. Such a great wealth of source material that it's like, you know, it would be great to kind of investigate that further.